parable of the Good Samaritan. Meditation on capitalism and healthcare in our life today. Do you like rap music? In the beginning it assaulted my senses. It was not the poetry of Shakespeare or Leonard Cohen even. It was raspy. Do you remember? In your face, full of curses and not politically correct in any way. But I got used to it and came to like it. Especially as I love being around young people at liturgy. They bring an air of busy joy, don't they? I love their hair colors and their tattoos, and in fact, every inch of their personalities. This is their music, like rock was my music. But more importantly, it is the poetry of the poor, the disenfranchised. It screams and rages at us, and it begs us to listen, to open our minds and our hearts, to pay attention, to engage in the lives of the poor and those who are marginalized. 2,000 years ago, the parables of Jesus were just as jarring, in your face. His mission upset the status quo. He upset the priest, the Pharisee, the Sadducee alike. And we are so used to the gospel, the good news is taken for granted. I think it goes over our heads. A man fell among robbers on the road from Jerusalem down to Jericho. Bleeding and dying, a temple priest crosses the street to avoid the blood-drenched victim. Well, we can accept, right, that he needed to be clean in order to lead sacrificial worship. Jesus jars the listener. Do you think maybe the priest could have made an exception to care for a dying man? Now the Levite, what was his excuse? But the hated Samaritan poured wine and oil over the victim. Then he set him up at a hospice inn, paid enough so that the victim could convalesce and return to wholeness and fullness. We know the Good Samaritan parable so well, I think it fails to prod at our preconceived notions. It fails to jar and interject into our comfortable, easygoing lives in our capitalist society. How does the voice of the Christ and the vision of God jolt us into examining our preconceived opinions? Does the parable break open? Do not let your hearts be hardened. Remember the phrase from Scripture, harden not your heart. Today, health insurance is our gateway to health care, the pursuit of happiness. Let the parable engage and infiltrate our conscience today. Listen, not only with the mind, but with the heart and soul.
She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her